Hi, I'm back again. I want to share my recovery story from active addiction in 3 parts. This is part 2. And this is the second part. And the first part I have shared about my life before I found recovery and the release from active addiction. What happened to me and how I did fall into the trap of addiction. I have some notes here that I will share with you in my hand. This part 2, is about how I found recovery and what I did to stay clean and work on my recovery. Maybe sometimes I talk hard, but I'm enthusiastic about my recovery story and my recovery in the 12-step programs that gave me my life back and saved my life. I was telling in the other video that after a use from 16 years, what started at the age of 17, but also started at the age of 9 to steal some stuff from other people, and then at the age of 11 start eating because of getting out of the escaping out of reality because of the pain that I felt like a child. Okay, part 2. I couldn't believe I was addicted, but could recognize that I had a problem with one drug. But an addict person in my experience slept in a park or under a bridge. Not that I am more of them, certainly not. But clinging to those thoughts made me go deeper and deeper with use, telling myself that it wasn't that bad if I compared myself to them, sleeping under a bridge or sleeping on the street. That's pure insanity. I ended up in 12-step rooms after 16 years of active addiction. And got there through a suggestion from a clinic. I had called several times in 2 days, the same clinic, not a 12-step clinic, never heard of it, but a clinic in my neighborhood. But they had no room for me because they had a waiting list of 8 months. My attention was, now I finally made a decision to seek help, and now that the clinic won't help me. So I took myself, I had an idea for myself to call this clinic several times a day, show me how much I was willing, and hope that they would say, wow, this guy is really willing. Come on, give him a place in the clinic. And the second day, I call a woman for the fourth time, and she said, are you calling me again already? I say, yes, I need help, please help me. And they had no room to help me because they had a wait list of 8 months. And then the woman suggested me to go to 12-step groups. I don't remember who that woman is. I want to bring her a big bunch of flowers. That's how I ended up in the rooms of the 12-step meetings, and they saved my life. In the NA, CA and AA, among others. I heard many stories what seemed to be about me and my active addiction. I heard many similarities and recognition. I asked for help, and the suggestion was to find a sponsor to work the 12-step program. I found a sponsor and was able to work with him on myself. This sponsor gave me a list of all 12-step clinics, and I couldn't hear the word clinic anymore because they wouldn't help me there. And I said to him, I called the clinic several times and they gave me the suggestion to go to these meetings. Now I'm here. Say what I must do and I do it. And if this program doesn't work, then I can always go to the clinic. The NA program and the CA program and the AA program has reduced my life because of this program. I will be clean for 15 years next month. How then? My own merit? No. Together with other people in the program, with a higher power, we get done what I cannot do on my own. How can I say that I did it myself? Because I was there in my active addiction for 16 years. Something I was learned or what I saw a few months ago. I was in use for several years. I had a good friend who called me. He said to me, come to my apartment, I want to talk to you. I said, what's wrong? He said, my mother, my brother-in-law, my sister and my nephew were here and confronted me with my addiction and behavior and presented me with a choice. Either I choose recovery and I am going to do everything I can to get clean, and if not, I will not see them again. I say, and what are you going to do? He said, I'm going to choose I'm going to choose for my looking for recovery, to choose for my family to get help. And I sat down in my car and said to myself, what an egoist is this friend that he chooses for his family and leaves me alone using. I never have to see him again. Whoa, that's crazy. That's insane. I never have to see him again. Who is selfish? Who is selfish? Who is selfish here? If I will wake up that day, I might have been spared the 6 or 7 hellish years, but no, sought other friends and went much deeper, totally madness. Total madness. At the end I couldn't stay sober or clean, and now I could. Wow. There in those meetings is something happened outside of me that keep me sober or clean after 16 years. How then? How is that possible? Together with the higher power we can do what we cannot do for our own, someone said. Yeah. Susan set an important goal. She said to me, I want you to be a year clean before we're gonna go further with our wish for children. I was changing so fast in recovery, Susan could keep up and get used to it. She has fallen in love with a Koen, was already an addiction, and now I was becoming a different person. I drove to all meetings and knew all kinds of people, and very soon I found again that I was doing very well, but trust of a partner takes time. And now I see in 4 months I changed completely and behaved more creamy than the Pope. I was trying to correct learning behavior from Susan, and that is not okay. This became especially clear when we were on vacation in London for a long weekend. I had called my sponsor that I had a brilliant idea, and he said, I'm gonna sit down. I said to him, I'm gonna divorce. He said, what you saying? I want divorce. And then my sponsor confronted me with a mirror, like a mirror, that Susan just went through 9 years of shit and misery with my behavior or my addiction. And he said, and now that things are going well with Koen for 4 months, you want to stop this relationship? My sponsor confronted me that if I do that, he find me more selfish than he thought, and he threw and hang on the phone. And I called him back and I said to him, what are you doing to hang on the phone? And he said, Susan has spent the last few years giving her life always for you and holding all the balls in the air to cover your behavior. He's sick, he cannot come, etc., etc. She made an effort to change you, so she made every effort to change you so that you will become clean. She tried to change you like this, like this, like this, like this. And she didn't succeed. And now that you are coming into the rooms of NACAA, they succeed. How do you think Susan feels? She's standing with her back against the wall. What about me? My sponsor said for her there were also meetings and groups for neighbors or of or family of a partner or parents from an addicted person, standing next to a person who is addicted, who get together and have a meeting together like Al-Anon or the Nar-Anon. Those loved ones are powerless next to an addict and his behavior. They can work on themselves just like we do in the groups, in the 12-step groups, through the 12-step program with a sponsor. She has found meetings for people standing next to a person in recovery, and she goes to Al-Anon and also Nar-Anon meetings. She has a sponsor, go to the meetings, work her own 12-step programs and work also with others. Wow! Wow! The result is our relationship has become as strong as a triple cord intertwined that cannot be broke, with a higher power God in the middle of the cord that governs our lives. I have a tip. If you want to find a sponsor who has what you want, and don't look for a sponsor to be friends with because of the experience I have. I had to put my first sponsor at a pedestal, but he fell back into his addiction. I couldn't save him, I tried. I didn't like my sponsor in the beginning because he gave me a lot of stuff to work out, and that hurt me so much. And I was looking to other people who had a sponsor that go out with fishing or going to bowling, and I thought they only may do nice things with a sponsor, and I have a sponsor that gives me some suggestions that hurt me so much. I have the best sponsor I can imagine, because he gave me what I needed and not what I wanted in my head. But then, until here, part 2. So thank you for watching. See further part 3. Hi, thank you for watching for my video. And if you want to be connected with me, at the end is a picture with an email address. If you want to come in contact with me, use that email address. If you have questions about recovery program, if you have questions about maybe a clinic, if you have some questions, or if you want to tell something what this video did to you, you can always send me an email, and I will always answer your email. Hey, thank you for watching. I wish you rich blessings. Thank you for watching, and maybe till the next video. Bye bye.